I don't know if it's the devil. I don't know if it's sheer stupidity. I don't know if it's emotional irregulation, meaning that people cannot help themselves. The person shot him, seen running from the scene, on surveillance, ditched the weapon, DNA, fingerprint, shoe impressions, confessions, and they just breaking news. He just confessed online. But for everybody out here pushing conspiracies, get your head out of your... All right, now it's time for me to put belt to A for people on the internet acting a fool. Now we got the love and appreciation out of the way, but I gotta say this, man. It's been boiling in me, but I also want to make sure I do it with compassion and do it Christ-like. But for everybody out here pushing conspiracies, get your head out of your rear end. It is no time to be pushing stupidity. Elijah Schaefer, I'm going to call some of these people by name because it's the most egregious that I've seen, want to request camera footage from Turning Point USA for some conspiracy. What, have you guys ever been to a Charlie Kirk event? These are staff members. They lug the footage and cameras and equipment around, and you guys want to shame them and create extra stress after they've gone through and had to be an eyewitness to this. And because you silly, I want camera footage. They got bigger things to worry about than you being stupid. They're mourning the death of their friend. They're preparing the funeral. And you want to see footage of what? I guess there's people online that are dumb enough to think that somehow this camera that we're looking at had a weapon in it. And that's what ultimately shot Charlie. I don't know if it's the devil. I don't know if it's sheer stupidity. I don't know if it's emotional irregulation, meaning that people cannot help themselves. The person shot him, seen running from the scene, on surveillance, ditched the weapon, DNA, fingerprint, shoe impressions, confessions, and they just breaking news. He just confessed online, confessions and all that. We'll get to that in a second. The camera thing was an issue. And then after all this happens, now time out. I know I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he want his name out there. I know who's standing on that chair pulling down that camera. I know him. He's been with Turning Point forever. He's behind all of the recordings that happen. Do you think he's okay, or you think he's struggling right now? And you idiots are online saying it's suspicious because they're taking the cameras down, because they have to now pull all the tents down and stuff after their friend was just murdered. And they got to hold it together and keep composure to unravel all of that stuff that they built up for the 50th, 60th time they've done this. And you online talking about conspiracies. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of supporting my buddy Charlie, we made some shirts. 100% of the profit goes to the Kirk family. We're going to make sure we get it to Erica. There's no contesting that. We know them. That's our people. We got it. So you can reassure that when you purchase a product that's in the line of Charlie, it'll go directly to the family. So get you some merch, the I Am Charlie, and also the Charlie one that says We Are Charlie, and then the Freedom shirt are all available right now. Go and get it. Show your support to the Kirk family. And let me tell you just real quick why I started it is because I wanted to wear the shirt. I wanted to show support for Charlie. And I figured if other people want the same, you can do that. If you don't want any apparel, we also have a support link for you to donate. If you want to just donate money to the family, 100% of the proceeds go directly to the family. So we'll put that link in the description section as well. Show your support to the family. We love them. His legacy goes on. God bless you and thank you. So allegedly, and I'm gonna continue, but I want people that are in now. Allegedly, the person confessed on Discord. He had made somewhat of a confession on Discord. Authorities say that he's not cooperating, but technically he don't need to cooperate because we got corroborative evidence that put him in the place of the crime, that got his DNA on the gun. He confessed. He was turned in by his family member. His roommate, who's a tranny, is, I guess, divulging information and all of the above. So that's there. But real quick, I want to jump to this breaking news, and then we're going to go back to me just chastising people for pushing conspiracy theories. Roll the clip.
All right, breaking right now, reports of a confession posted on Discord from Charlie Kirk's suspected assassin hours before after the murder, but hours before his father turned him in to authorities in Utah. This is Washington Post reporting on this at this point. Justice correspondent David Spunt joining me now live from Washington. Hi, David. What can you tell us?
Hi, Martha. About 2 hours before he was turned into authorities, this according to the Washington Post. We are working to independently confirm this as well, but the Washington Post says that Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old suspect charged in Charlie Kirk's murder, confessed, and I want to read this according to the Washington Post, writing on Discord, that social media chat group that the FBI says he used, quote, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." This coming from the Washington Post. Now, this comes as DOJ officials began late last week and over the weekend looking at the potential for at least one federal charge. No guarantee they'll get there. A department spokesperson declined comment, but a source familiar said investigators are not ruling anything out at this time, especially his online gaming presence, his chats, as we just mentioned. Who was he talking to?
Now, keep him on there. Look at this weirdo. Why is it that you conspiracy theories, what do you want them to let him free? So you telling me he didn't do it? What are y'all questioning? This is another layer of confessions that have been made vicariously through his communication on Discord. What are we saying? His daddy is testifying. They said he's cooperating. His daddy the one turned him in. So his daddy is testifying that his son is the person who did this. What dad will say my son did it and he didn't do it? So you think his daddy's in on it? You think they just made up some random guy on the roof? What are y'all talking about? Let's go to a couple more discrepancies that people are mentioning that's stupid. If you see somebody talking about the gun in a box in the woods with the photo of what they got as evidence, that is called an evidence box for a rifle. When we take and collect evidence, you don't just get a rifle and throw it in a locker somewhere. You got to put it in an evidence box. Therefore, you got to lock the ammo away somewhere. You got to put a zip tie through the trigger. So make sure nobody get hurt. You put it in a box and you close it up and you seal it. Therefore, we know if it's been tampered with, because there's a chain of custody when it comes to equipment. You put it in a box, you cover it, then you ship it. So what happened was, clearly, the gun was wrapped in a towel. They took it out of the towel so that they can see the gun, so they can take a picture of what the gun is. They put it into an evidence box that they are later going to close up, seal, ship with, chain of custody to a facility where it's placed into evidence. Somebody's online saying that look at the FBI framing this. How you gonna put it in a box? This is an investigation, and this is a part of them taking a picture while they're securing this and taking it to the lab to be forensically. They probably did a little bit while they were on the scene, but they're gonna take it to a lab for it to have more of a forensic evaluation. They're gonna check the rifling in the barrel. They're going to compare that to shell casings, all of the above. Now, this doesn't eject shell casings. You have to manually eject it, but they're going to compare all of that. All of this stuff. They do it right here in Tucson, Arizona, the biggest ballistic forensic facility in the world, right in Tucson, Arizona. And then we go on the hand signals. I dismembered that the other day. I took that. I whooped that apart because that's his security guy. And because the guy jacked, he just loosened up his arms that's in his T-shirt. That's not real. People were already messing up the image because the FBI showed you a grainy image. People put that into AI, and AI tried to make an image that was a little more presentable. That's not the FBI image that they have. So people are saying it's not the same person. Yeah, because the picture that you see that's got a lot of clarity, that picture is AI generated. That picture wasn't the original photo. So you got people saying that. They're acting like the FBI is covering this up. Do you think, this is the AI generated one. And you could tell this is the original, right? You can't see nothing on this. Go to the AI generated. The shirt is distorted because AI don't always know how to put pictures together. So the shirt is distorted. Do you really think in your heart of hearts, and this is why I get mad at all these people. Do you really think in your heart of hearts that Donald Trump would allow a botched investigation into his good friend, Charlie Kirk, who been with Donald Trump way back in 2015. People don't know Charlie Kirk helped Donald Trump in his first campaign. Charlie wasn't as big then, so nobody really knew who he was. You think Donald Trump gonna let them botch an investigation? You think y'all think that when you're a part of the FBI, there is investigatory principles and guidelines that everybody goes by. You think out of all that, they gonna make up a lie in front of the world on Charlie Kirk? Jeffrey Epstein is different, man. They were investigating Jeffrey Epstein. None of these FBI agents were in there. That's the whole thing. Charlie Kirk, the man that's celebrated around the world, they're gonna botch an investigation to push some conspiracy on the American people. That alone should tell you that you're silly. What's the other conspiracy that they have? They said that the dude was a Republican. Stevie Wonder can see that he ain't no Republican. The only reason somebody would kill another person is if they vehemently disagree with the person. And you could tell by looking at him that he's silly and he a weirdo. Even his roommate said even his neighbor said he was a weirdo. And the little cat lady he with that's transitioning is a weirdo. We got that clip. Let's play the clip so people know I ain't just make this up. This is allegedly a roommate or a neighbor. It does not mean everything the neighbor say is true, but you can put 2 and 2 together and realize the neighbor statements is consistent with what the dude looked like and what his behaviors were. Roll the clip.
With him.
Were they holding hands?
Yeah, they were. So, yeah, they drove off in his car, the Dodge Challenger.
The time you saw them or this week?
It was about the time I saw them. So
how long ago was it?
I would say about 2 weeks ago.
And so they looked like they were a couple?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was dressed all in black?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And you thought he was weird?
Yeah, I definitely, yeah.
What was weird about him?
Just the way he walked and just the way I've seen him. I've never seen really anybody dressed all in black with a mask on, and I thought that was just quite weird.
For those who've never seen the roommate, describe that person for us.
He did have freckles on his face. For the haircut, it was a weird haircut. I can't quite. It was kind of a mushroom-shaped one. Yeah, I would say he didn't come out much, but definitely a few other, like just a little bit at a time.
There's some published reports out there that this individual, the roommate, may have been transitioning. Did that correlate with what you saw?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so he was going to have an operation to turn into a woman.
Yeah, and I think he was getting ready for that.
Sorry, in what way do you think that?
I remember them talking about a doctor's appointment. It was about 2 weeks ago, I would say.
And they were kissing?
Yeah.
Do you know where did you see them kissing?
Just coming out. I was riding with my bike, so I didn't see the whole thing, but yeah. I saw them.
And when did you hear them talking about a doctor's appointment?
I would say about the same time that they came out. So that one time, yeah.
Where were you standing for that?
I was just riding by here.
Okay. So. And you were able to hear snippets of their conversation?
Yeah. Yep.
But you were sure that they were a couple, but you have only seen them together once?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, random guys don't hold hands and definitely don't kiss. So I would have tried to stop him if I knew it was him, like before. I definitely do not like the fact that he was living close to me. It was covered with police tape, a ton of police cars. We had a guy sitting up on the hill with a sniper and SWAT trucks, and definitely a few helicopters and a drone as well.
What was going through your mind when you stepped out?
I was like, what is going on? And I asked the police officer, I'm like, did a killing happen here? They're like, I can't tell you. And so I called my grandma, found out that the guy that shot Kirk lived right close to me. So for Charlie Kirk, I knew him over the years. Like, I didn't know him personally, but I've watched his videos before. And so
that's enough. We don't need to hear all that. You see his teeth like this and his eyes droopy, and he a weirdo, dude. And it makes me mad because people are diverting responsibility away from the real issue to push conspiracies. And I'm finna keep going. It's gonna get crazier as this show go along because I got a bunch of people I'm finna call out. But let's put this in perspective. The people that are saying this is Israel, if you are blaming Israel for the death of Charlie Kirk, you have no business being on the internet. Now, we live in America. You can do what you want to do, but I don't have any respect for you, and you are silly, and you're probably one of the most ridiculous people on planet Earth. If somehow there's real evidence that they did it, I'll come back and change it. But you got to be completely silly to use your time, effort, and energy to be focused on this when we got the man in custody. We got the confessions. We got all this. And you focused on some deep dive, secretive, no evidence-based stuff, disrespecting Charlie Kirk. That's just my opinion on it, bruh. You don't gotta like Israel. They gonna kill you. Let me tell you this. For all you weirdos out there that's pushing this, people saying now Charlie Kirk, towards the end of his life, he was turning on Israel. So what? If he was, it's America. He has a right to do that. But you think they killed him over it. I know a few people that was Zionist. Biggest Zionist in America. Bigger than Charlie Kirk as a Zionist. And they turned and they become the biggest haters of Israel. And they fine, but Charlie ain't fine. When Charlie's body of work, you would think he was Israeli. His body of work, that many of the truths that he told about his relationship with Israel, how he felt about Israel, is undeniable facts. Now, I don't know if he changed his mind, but if he did, Israel will take him out, but they'll leave the rest of the people who are even crazier than anything Charlie could have ever said about Israel. They are nuts when it comes to Israel. That means that these are people that everything that happened in life is because of Israel. The moon landing, Israel did it. Global warming, Israel did it. The fake news media on the left is Israel. Then the fake news media on the right is Israel. Man, walking through his room, stub his toe. A Jew made that cabinet. That's why I stubbed my toe on it. I swear, God is my witness. People, I swear, people, if you listen to them and you talk to them for 30 minutes, they'll blame a Jew for everything. They 401k not doing good. It must be because of Jews. I put my life on it, bro. Do y'all see these people? You can't do nothing without it being a Jew fault. It's crazy to me. They ain't that Jews ain't that important. Can we just be honest? Then you telling me they in your bank, they living rent free in your head, and now they killed your best friend. They killed the person you love, the person you watch every day, the person that you go to his rally, you support him, and you are biggest fan, and they didn't kill him. If you look at the TV and you look at the sentiment, there's only a few people that believe, and most of them are disingenuous, not all, but there's a few people that believe that Charlie Kirk somehow turned on Israel. But none of the Jews feel that way. Benjamin Netanyahu don't feel that way publicly. I can't find a Jew that's not celebrating Charlie Kirk's life and not out here mourning the loss of his life or the death of his body, because his life goes on. There's not one person out here that I've seen that's a Jew that's celebrating his death, meaning that's mocking him, that's trashing him, that's saying he turned on us. I don't see a single video. You see one, send it to me. Netanyahu, whether you like him or not, you don't have to like the guy. But he did give Charlie a lot of love and respect on national TV in front of the world, on international TV. He showed a lot of love and respect for Charlie in word. But who do you see trashing Charlie in his death? Leftists. It's crazy to me. The people who are radical leftists, who hate us, who would love for us all to be gone, they say it. They try to attack us on campus. Their rhetoric is crazy. They're on the news calling us fascists, racist. They all day long, they're hating and being evil to conservatives. And they hated Charlie. They was evil to him at the rallies. They're evil to him at the events. They're crazy. They're diabolical. And in the reality that we know and we see and we have experienced is 100% played out in that nut that decided to shoot Charlie the other day. Why are we talking about Israel when it's clear that this is the enemy? You don't have to like Israel. Who cares, bro? You got a title to your own opinion. But this is the enemy. Whether you like Israel or not, you don't have to worry about losing your life. These people are trying to kill us. They already shot Charlie. I saw another post where they saying they won't go after his family. They attack us every time we go to UC Davis. The Jews ain't attacking us. These nut jobs are. They are the problem. The hatred towards the left. They tried to kill Trump. They tried to kill Kavanaugh. They're in the middle of the street. They're bludgeoning people. They wearing masks. They burning buildings. When it don't go their way politically, they're burning stuff. They're tearing up communities. These people are clearly the problem. Goodness gracious. But then we spend time, effort, and energy talking about the Jews. I just want to make it very clear real quick, and I'm going to leave it alone. You don't have to agree with everything the state of Israel does, or the government of Israel does, or Jews. Do you think I look at a Jew and say, that makes sense that you don't believe in Jesus Christ? No, I don't. I think a person is foolish for not believing in Jesus. But that's my opinion. You got your own. You got your own opinion. I don't have to like Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm not, nobody paying me. I don't care nothing about this stuff. Outside of the lies that have been told and deception that has been going on that trigger me. Brandon just all of a sudden talk about Israel. Because I was chilling on it. I don't live there. I'm not Israeli. It's 2 + 2 is 4 to me. They bombed them. They try to kill all these people. They hold the hostages. Israel got to do whatever they got to do to get their people back and to end the war. That's it. It ain't that hard. I don't need to think about it no more. I don't even need to talk about it. But then when I see the propaganda, then when I see the lies from the media, then when I see all this free Palestine, and these are the same people that were Black Lives Matter, the same people that acting nuts every day, being violent and crazy, and now they're on the side of free Palestine. Can't you see? It's the same soup warmed over, and the same people that they attack, which was white Christians, they attack police, they attack conservatives, they hate everything about us, and that same group that was saying Black Lives Matter was saying, wear your doggone mask, and saying free Palestine. Same people. Same, the news media. Black Lives Matter is everything. They beat you over the head if you don't put a black box, all this other stuff. COVID, and Palestine. The media is doing the same thing, and people not catching it. All right, let's move on, because I'm ready to bite some heads off.